where we uncover the hidden value of rare and valuable coins from across the United States. In today's video, we are going to explore 10 incredible coins that might still be hiding in your pocket or collection. From Buffalo nickels to Jefferson nickels and rare era coins, each piece has a surprising story and potential high auction value. Stay tuned as we reveal key details that every coin collector needs to know. First coin. The Buffalo nickel, dated 1930 with no mint mark, is one of the classic American coins that collectors continue to search for, especially when it shows unusual preservation or rare characteristics. And this coin was originally produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark below the denomination on the reverse side. And even though millions of these coins were struck in 1930, many were heavily circulated in daily commerce, which makes finding surviving pieces with identifiable details and attractive surfaces increasingly difficult over time. And when examining a circulated example with scratches and visible surface wear, collectors pay close attention to how much of the original design is still visible, including the detailed profile of the Native American figure on the obverse, a design created by the famous American sculptor James Earl Fraser, who carefully blended features from several Native American leaders to create the iconic portrait that defines this historic coin. And on coins from 1930 without a mint mark, the wear typically shows first on the cheekbone, braid, and feather tips, while the reverse side, featuring the American buffalo, often shows flattening along the buffalo's shoulder, horn, and hip areas, which are the highest points of the design, and therefore the first to lose detail during circulation. And even when scratches are present on the coin's surface, the overall value depends greatly on how deep those scratches are and whether they distract heavily from the major design elements, because light surface scratches are common in circulated coins and may still allow the coin to remain collectible if the date remains bold and the lettering is readable, while deeper scratches that cross the main portrait or buffalo figure can reduce value significantly unless the coin possesses some form of rarity or unusual minting error. And when describing conditions such as surface wear, collectors often refer to grading levels like good, very good, fine, or very fine, with circulated examples typically falling within these ranges, depending on how much detail remains visible. And even though most standard 1930 Buffalo nickels without a mint mark sell for modest amounts in average circulated condition, there have been special cases where rare die varieties, unusual plancher characteristics, or extremely well-preserved surfaces have driven prices dramatically higher in competitive auction environments. And in today's high-end auction market, coins with exceptional eye appeal, rare minting anomalies, or unusually sharp detail despite circulation can sometimes reach extraordinary values. And in certain rare scenarios where a 1930 no mint mark Buffalo nickel exhibits unique features such as double dies, off-center strikes, or extremely rare die states combined with relatively strong remaining detail, collectors have been known to push bids into very high territory, sometimes approaching or even exceeding the $300,000 range for coins considered exceptional and historically significant, although such values are usually reserved for coins with a combination of rarity, condition, and strong collector demand rather than standard circulated pieces alone. And when studying a circulated example with visible scratches and general wear, it is important to look carefully at the date area, because Buffalo nickels are famous for having dates that wear down quickly, making readable dates increasingly scarce as years pass. And coins that still display a clear 1930 date, despite years of handling, are considered more desirable than those with partially faded numerals. while the reverse side with the buffalo standing on a mound should still show at least some outline of the horn and tail, even if the finer fur details have been worn smooth over decades of use. And collectors also evaluate the color and tone of the coin, since natural aging can create attractive shades of gray, light brown, or subtle golden tones that enhance visual appeal, while harsh cleaning or environmental damage can leave unnatural brightness or dark spots that reduce desirability, and the historical importance of the Buffalo Nickel series adds to its collectible appeal, as these coins represent an era in American coinage when artistic design became more prominent, reflecting national heritage and wildlife imagery in everyday currency. And the 1930 issue without a mint mark remains a key year that draws attention from both beginner and advanced collectors who seek coins that tell a story of survival through decades of economic change, circulation, and preservation. And when evaluating such a coin today, professional grading and authentication services are often used to determine the exact condition and authenticity, especially when a coin is believed to have rare features that could elevate its value dramatically, because certified examples command stronger confidence in the marketplace and often attract higher bids during auctions. And ultimately, a circulated 1930 Buffalo nickel with scratches and noticeable surface wear still holds historical charm and collectible value. But the possibility of reaching extraordinary figures like $300,000 depends on rare characteristics, strong remaining design detail, and the intense competition among collectors who recognize the uniqueness and importance of such a remarkable coin. Next coin, the Buffalo Nickel, dated 1929, with no mint mark, is a classic American coin that continues to attract strong interest from collectors, especially when examples survive in circulated condition with visible scratches and normal wear and tear from years of everyday use. And this particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the absence of a mint mark beneath the denomination on the reverse side. And although millions of these coins were produced during 1929, many entered heavy circulation during a time of economic hardship, causing the majority of surviving pieces to show signs of handling such as surface marks, flattened details, and gradual loss of fine design elements. And when examining a circulated 1929 Buffalo Nickel, collectors usually begin by studying the obverse design created by the well-known American sculptor James Earl Fraser, whose detailed portrait of a Native American represents a blend of several real tribal leaders. And on circulated coins, the first areas to wear are typically the cheekbone, jawline, and feather tips, where repeated friction gradually smooths out the sharp lines that were once clearly defined when the coin was newly struck. And scratches are also common on coins that remained in use for many decades. And while light scratches across the fields or near the lettering are often considered normal for circulated coins, deeper scratches across the central portrait or the date area can affect both visual appeal and collector demand, especially if they distract from the key identifying details that confirm the coin's authenticity and grade. And the reverse side of the 1929 no mint mark Buffalo Nickel displays the famous American buffalo standing on a raised mound. And this strong wildlife image symbolizes the American frontier and national identity. But on circulated examples, the buffalo's shoulder, horn, and hip areas often appear flattened or worn smooth due to being the highest points of the design. And collectors also pay close attention to the condition of the date, because Buffalo nickels are known for losing their dates quickly as the metal gradually wears down through repeated use. And a clearly readable 1929 date significantly improves the desirability of a circulated coin, even if other parts of the design show moderate wear and tear. And the overall surface condition is another important factor, as coins with natural aging tones, such as soft gray or light brown shades, are generally preferred over coins that show signs of harsh cleaning or chemical damage, because original surfaces reflect authenticity and history, and the grading of circulated buffalo nickels typically falls into categories such as good, very good, fine, or very fine, depending on how much detail remains visible on both the obverse and reverse sides. And even though most circulated 1,929 buffalo nickels without a mint mark are valued modestly in standard collector markets, there are rare examples that stand out due to special features such as strong remaining detail, unusual die varieties, or minting anomalies that make them highly desirable among advanced collectors. And in today's competitive auction environment, collectors are willing to pay exceptional prices for coins that combine rarity with strong visual presence. And in certain extraordinary cases, where a 1,929 no mint mark buffalo nickel exhibits unique characteristics like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or extremely rare die states, along with relatively clear remaining design features, the value of such a coin can rise dramatically, sometimes reaching levels close to $310,000 in major auction sales where collectors compete for historically important pieces, although such high values are typically limited to coins that meet strict rarity and quality standards rather than ordinary circulated examples alone. And collectors often use magnification tools to inspect the coin's lettering, rim, and edges to ensure that no hidden damage, such as corrosion or deep gouges, is present, since edge damage can reduce the coin's structural integrity and market appeal. And another important detail involves the overall balance of wear, because evenly worn coins are often considered more attractive than coins that show uneven damage concentrated in one area, as uniform wear suggests natural circulation rather than accidental harm. And the historical context of the 1,929 buffalo nickel also adds to its interest, since it was produced during a time when the United States was approaching the beginning of the Great Depression, making coins from this era symbols of resilience and daily commerce during challenging economic conditions. And many collectors appreciate the sense of history carried by each circulated coin, imagining the many hands through which it passed over decades of use in stores, markets, and banks across the country. And when evaluating a coin believed to have significant value potential, professional authentication and grading services are often used to confirm its condition and rarity, because certified coins carry greater trust in the collector community and often achieve higher final prices at auction events. And despite visible scratches and normal wear and tear, a circulated 1,929 buffalo nickel with a no mint mark remains a meaningful collectible that reflects both artistic craftsmanship and American history. And while the possibility of reaching a value near $310,000 depends on rare features and exceptional preservation. Next coin, the buffalo nickel dated 1923 with no mint mark, is one of the historic American coins that continues to attract attention from collectors, especially when examples are found in circulated condition showing scratches, worn edges, and clear evidence of long-term use in daily commerce. And this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is known for producing coins without mint marks during this era, making the absence of a mint mark an important identifying feature rather than a defect. And during the early 1920s, buffalo nickels were widely used across the United States, passing through countless hands in stores, banks, and marketplaces, which explains why many surviving examples today display visible wear, small scratches, and softened details from years of handling. And when collectors examine a circulated 1923 buffalo nickel, the first area of focus is usually the obverse design created by the respected American sculptor James Earl Fraser, whose portrait of a Native American was inspired by real tribal leaders and designed to represent the cultural strength and heritage of the nation. And on circulated coins with worn edges, the rim may appear slightly flattened or less sharp than when the coin was first minted, but collectors still prefer examples where the rim remains mostly complete and protects the central design from additional damage, and scratches on circulated coins are very common, especially on pieces that remained in circulation for many decades, and light scratches in open fields or near lettering are generally acceptable, while deeper scratches that cut across the portrait or date area can affect collector interest, because these marks may distract from the main design elements, and the date area on buffalo nickels is particularly important because the raised numbers were prone to wearing down quickly, making clearly readable dates more desirable and collectible. And the reverse side of the 1923 no mint mark buffalo nickel features the well-known image of an American buffalo standing on a mound, symbolizing the wildlife and frontier heritage of the United States. And on circulated coins, the buffalo's horn, shoulder, and hindquarters are usually the first parts to lose detail, appearing smooth or flattened after years of contact with other coins and surfaces, and collectors carefully inspect the edges of the coin as well, since worn edges can indicate extended circulation. But if the edges remain intact, without deep nicks or heavy damage, the coin may still hold strong appeal among collectors, and the overall condition of a circulated coin is often described using grading terms such as good, very good, fine, or very fine, depending on how much detail remains visible, and coins with moderate wear but still recognizable design elements often fall into the fine category, which means that most major outlines remain clear even though the finer details have faded. And in addition to physical wear, the surface tone of the coin also plays a significant role in its desirability, because coins that develop natural gray, silver, or light brown tones over time are generally considered more attractive than coins that have been cleaned or chemically treated, which can leave unnatural brightness or patchy discoloration. And although many 1923 buffalo nickels without mint marks are available in circulated condition at modest values, certain rare examples stand apart due to special characteristics such as strong strike quality, rare die varieties, or unusual minting errors that increase collector demand. And in modern auction markets, collectors often compete for coins that combine historical importance with visual appeal, and in rare circumstances where a 1923 no mint mark buffalo nickel displays unique features such as double die impressions, off-center strikes, or extremely rare die states, along with relatively strong remaining details and stable edges, the value can increase significantly, sometimes reaching levels close to $330,000 in major auctions where collectors recognize the rarity and importance of the coin. Although such extraordinary prices are usually associated with coins that meet strict rarity and quality requirements rather than ordinary circulated examples alone. And collectors frequently use magnification tools and specialized lighting to inspect coins carefully for hidden damage, such as corrosion, deep edge cuts, or signs of polishing, because these factors can influence both the appearance and long-term value of the coin, and the historical significance of the 1923 buffalo nickel also adds to its charm as it represents an era in American history when coin designs reflected national identity, wildlife, and cultural heritage, making these coins more than just currency, but also small works of art that have survived decades of circulation. And many collectors enjoy imagining the journey each circulated coin has taken through time, passing from person to person and serving as a tool of trade during a rapidly changing period in American society. And when evaluating a coin believed to have significant value potential, professional authentication and grading services are often recommended to confirm authenticity and condition. Next coin, the Buffalo nickel, dated 1930, with no mint mark, is one of the classic American coins that continues to capture attention among collectors, especially when a circulated example shows fine surface condition along with visible scratches from years of handling. And this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the absence of a mint mark below the denomination on the reverse side. And during 1930, large numbers of Buffalo nickels were released into everyday commerce, which means many surviving coins today show signs of circulation, such as worn surfaces, softened details, and light scratches across both the obverse and reverse sides. And when collectors examine a circulated 1930 Buffalo nickel, they often begin by observing the obverse design created by the talented American sculptor James Earl Fraser, whose iconic portrait of a Native American combines features from several real tribal leaders and reflects the cultural heritage of the United States. And on coins described as having a fine surface condition, moderate wear is expected, but important details such as the outline of the cheekbone, jawline, and feather elements should still remain visible, although slightly flattened due to natural circulation. And scratches commonly appear on circulated examples, especially in open areas of the coin known as fields. And while minor scratches are considered normal for coins that have passed through many hands, collectors closely examine whether any marks cross the central portrait or interfere with the clarity of the date, because the date area on Buffalo nickels is particularly sensitive to wear and is often the first element to fade over time. And the reverse side of the 1930 no mint mark Buffalo nickel displays the strong image of an American buffalo standing on a mound, representing strength and the natural wildlife heritage of the country. And on circulated examples with fine surface wear, the buffalo's horn, shoulder, and tail typically show some flattening, but the general outline of the animal should still be recognizable without difficulty. And collectors also consider the rim condition, because a well-defined rim helps protect the design from further damage and adds to the overall appeal of the coin. And in addition to scratches and wear, the color and tone of the coin's surface play an important role in determining desirability, as coins that develop natural gray or soft brown tones through years of aging are often preferred over coins that appear unnaturally bright due to harsh cleaning or chemical treatment, since original surfaces reflect authenticity and historical preservation. And the grading of circulated Buffalo nickels in fine condition usually indicates that the coin retains moderate detail on both sides, making it more attractive than heavily worn examples that fall into lower grading categories. And although many standard 1930 Buffalo nickels without a mint mark are commonly available in circulated condition, certain pieces stand out because of rare die varieties, unusual strike quality, or unique minting errors that make them exceptionally valuable in specialized markets. And in today's auction environment, collectors often compete aggressively for coins that display rare features combined with attractive remaining detail. And in rare situations where a 1930 no-mint mark buffalo nickel possesses unique attributes such as double die impressions, off-center strikes, or exceptionally preserved surfaces relative to its age, the value can increase dramatically, sometimes reaching figures close to $320,000 in high-profile auction events where experienced collectors recognize the historical and collectible significance of such pieces, although it is important to understand that values at this level are typically associated with coins that meet strict rarity and condition standards rather than ordinary circulated examples alone, and collectors frequently use magnification tools and specialized lighting to inspect the coin carefully for hidden flaws such as corrosion, deep gouges, or unnatural polishing marks, because these issues can reduce both visual appeal and long-term value. And another factor that adds to the interest in the 1930 buffalo nickel is its historical context, as coins from this period circulated during an era when the United States was experiencing economic adjustments and changing financial conditions, and each circulated coin carries a story of daily transactions, purchases, and exchanges that occurred decades ago, making it a small but meaningful piece of history. And the durability of the buffalo nickel design has allowed many examples to survive, despite years of handling. And collectors today appreciate the craftsmanship that went into creating such detailed imagery on a small 5-cent coin. And when evaluating a potentially valuable specimen, professional grading services are often used to confirm the coin's authenticity and condition, since certified coins are more trusted in the marketplace and tend to attract higher bids from serious buyers. And despite the presence of scratches and signs of circulation, a 1930 buffalo nickel with no mint mark and fine surface wear remains a respected collectible that reflects both artistry and historical importance. Next coin, the buffalo nickel dated 1935 with an S mint mark, is one of the classic coins that continues to capture strong interest among collectors, especially when a circulated example shows visible scratches along with fine toning that developed naturally over decades of handling and storage. And this coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, which is identified by the small S mint mark located below the denomination on the reverse side. And during the mid-1930s, buffalo nickels were widely used throughout the United States in daily transactions, meaning many of the coins produced during this period were heavily circulated and eventually developed signs of wear, such as flattened details, small surface marks, and gradual loss of sharp lines. And when collectors examine a circulated 1935 buffalo nickel, attention usually begins with the obverse design created by the well-known American sculptor James Earl Fraser, whose famous Native American portrait was designed to represent strength, history, and the cultural identity of the nation. And in circulated condition, the highest points of the portrait, such as the cheekbone, jawline, and feather tips, are the first areas to show wear, often appearing slightly smooth or flattened after years of use. And scratches are also common on circulated coins, particularly in the open spaces around the portrait. And while light scratches are expected and generally accepted among collectors, deeper scratches that cross the main portrait or the date area can reduce visual appeal and may influence the coin's market value, especially if they interrupt the readability of the important features. And the presence of fine toning on a circulated coin is often considered a positive characteristic, as natural toning forms gradually over time when the metal reacts with air and storage environments, creating shades of gray soft gold, or light brown that enhance the coin's overall appearance and give it a more historic and authentic look. And collectors usually prefer natural toning over coins that have been cleaned, since cleaning can remove original surfaces and reduce long-term value. And the reverse side of the 1935 buffalo nickel displays the powerful image of the American buffalo standing firmly on a mound, symbolizing the wildlife and frontier history of the United States. And on circulated coins, the buffalo's shoulder, horn, and hindquarters are typically the first parts to lose detail due to their raised position. But in coins graded as fine condition, the general outline of the buffalo and parts of the horn and tail should still be visible, even if finer details have faded. And collectors also pay close attention to the condition of the rim and lettering, because a strong rim protects the design and adds to the coin's visual balance, and the grading of circulated buffalo nickels with fine toning usually indicates moderate wear, with most major design elements still recognizable, which places the coin above heavily worn examples that fall into lower-grade categories. And although many standard 1935 buffalo nickels are available in circulated condition at moderate collector prices, certain pieces become highly valuable due to rare die varieties, exceptional strike quality, or unique minting characteristics that distinguish them from ordinary examples. And in today's competitive auction market, collectors often seek coins that combine historical importance with attractive eye appeal, and in rare situations where a 1935 buffalo nickel displays unusual features such as double die impressions, off-center strikes, or exceptionally preserved surfaces enhanced by beautiful natural toning, the value of the coin can increase dramatically, sometimes reaching levels close to $340,000 during major auctions where collectors compete for scarce and visually impressive specimens, although such extraordinary prices are usually associated with coins that meet strict rarity and quality standards rather than common circulated pieces alone. And collectors often use magnification tools to examine the coin carefully for hidden flaws, such as corrosion spots, deep scratches, or signs of polishing, because these factors can influence both the appearance and long-term investment potential of the coin. And the historical background of the 1935 buffalo nickel adds to its collectible appeal, as it represents a time in American history when artistic coin design played a significant role in reflecting national pride and identity, and many collectors appreciate the craftsmanship involved in producing such detailed designs on a small 5-cent coin, recognizing that each circulated example carries a story of daily use across decades of American life. And when evaluating a coin, next coin, the Jefferson nickel dated 2014 with a D mint mark, is a modern American coin struck at the Denver Mint. And although it belongs to a very recent production year, certain rare and unusual examples in circulated condition with scratches and very fine wear can attract surprising attention in the collector market, especially when they display unique minting characteristics or dramatic error features that set them apart from normal circulation strikes. And the D mint mark located on the reverse side of the coin confirms its Denver origin. While millions of these coins were produced for everyday use, only a very small fraction show rare anomalies that could potentially elevate their value far beyond standard expectations. And when examining a circulated 2014 D. Jefferson nickel in very fine condition, collectors focus first on the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, where even in circulated condition key facial details, such as the outline of the eye, jawline, and hair curls, should remain visible. although softened by years of handling. And scratches on modern coins are often caused by pocket wear, machine handling, or contact with other coins, and while light surface scratches are common and usually do not significantly impact value, deeper scratches that cross Jefferson's portrait or the lettering can affect eye appeal and collector interest, especially when evaluating coins for high-grade or error-based value potential. And the reverse side of the 2014 Jefferson nickel features Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, which is one of the most recognizable architectural designs in United States coinage, and in very fine circulated condition. The building's columns, dome, and steps should still be clearly visible, even if some finer architectural lines have softened due to wear. And collectors also examine the rim condition carefully, since a strong and intact rim helps protect the coin's design and indicates less severe circulation damage, while edge wear or flattening may suggest extended use in commerce. And toning on modern nickels is typically lighter compared to older coins, but slight color changes, such as grayish or dull silver tones, can still appear naturally due to environmental exposure over time. And in most cases, a standard 2014D Jefferson nickel in circulated condition carries only face value or a small premium. But in rare and exceptional circumstances, where the coin displays significant mint errors, such as dramatic off-center strikes, double-die errors, missing design elements, or unusual planche abnormalities, the value can increase significantly in specialized collector markets and in extreme hypothetical auction scenarios where a 2014D Jefferson nickel shows a combination of very fine preserved detail, rare minting error features, strong visual appeal, and certified authentication from professional grading services. Some collectors speculate that such a coin could reach extraordinary auction levels approaching $200,000, although it is important to understand that such valuations are extremely rare and depend entirely on the presence of major verified mint errors, rather than typical circulated examples. And collectors carefully use magnification tools and high-resolution imaging to examine every part of the coin, including Jefferson's cheekbone, Monticello's steps, and the lettering around the rim. Because even small details can determine whether a coin is ordinary or potentially exceptional, and scratches must also be evaluated in terms of depth and placement. Since minor scattered marks are expected in circulated coins, but heavy or concentrated damage across key design elements can reduce both visual appeal and grading potential. And professional grading services play an important role in verifying authenticity and identifying rare minting errors, as certified coins provide greater confidence in auction environments and attract serious bidders who are willing to pay premium prices for verified rarities. And although the 2014D Jefferson nickel is a modern issue and widely available in circulation, its presence in high-value discussions highlights the importance of error coins and condition rarity in numismatics, where even recent coins can become highly valuable under extraordinary circumstances. And ultimately, a circulated 2014D Jefferson nickel with scratches and very fine condition remains a common piece of everyday currency. Next coin, the Jefferson nickel, dated 2023, with a D mint mark, is a modern American coin struck at the Denver Mint. And although it is one of the most recent issues in circulation, certain rare examples in unusual conditions, such as environmental damage, combined with rare mint errors and unusual strike characteristics, can attract attention in the collector market. And the D mint mark confirms its production at Denver, where billions of coins are produced each year for everyday use, making most examples extremely common in circulation and generally valued at face value unless they show rare and dramatic anomalies. And when examining a circulated 2023 D Jefferson nickel with scratches and environmental damage, collectors first study the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, where even in worn condition, the key facial features such as the outline of the eye, nose, and hair remain partially visible, although environmental damage can significantly alter the surface appearance. And this type of damage often includes corrosion spots, discoloration, pitting, or uneven dark stains caused by exposure to moisture, chemicals, or soil. And these effects can sometimes be more visually impactful than normal circulation wear because they break down the original metal surface and change the coin's natural tone. And scratches, combined with environmental damage, can make the coin appear heavily degraded, especially when deep marks cross important design areas or obscure lettering. And on the reverse side of the 2023 Jefferson nickel, the Monticello design remains the central feature, showing Jefferson's historic home with its columns, dome, and steps, but in damaged condition, many of these architectural details may appear softened, partially obscured, or uneven due to corrosion and surface breakdown, and collectors carefully inspect whether the damage is purely environmental or if it hides rare minting characteristics underneath, because in some rare cases, a coin that appears heavily damaged can still carry significant value if it contains a major mint error, such as a double die strike, off-center strike, or wrong planchet error, and rim condition is also important even on modern coins, because a weakened or corroded rim may indicate long-term exposure to harsh conditions, while a relatively intact rim suggests less structural damage. And in modern numismatics, environmental damage usually lowers the standard collectible value of a coin because it removes original surface quality and reduces eye appeal. But paradoxically, if a coin with environmental damage also carries a rare mint error, its value potential can increase dramatically due to scarcity and collector demand for unique specimens, and in extremely rare and hypothetical auction scenarios, a 2023 D Jefferson nickel with severe environmental damage combined with a verified and significant mint error and strong authentication could attract extraordinary attention, with speculative valuations in highly competitive markets reaching up to $200,000. Although such values are not typical and depend entirely on exceptional rarity factors rather than normal circulation or damage alone, and collectors use magnification tools and advanced imaging techniques to inspect even the smallest details, including Jefferson's facial contours, Monticello's structure, and the coin's lettering, because identifying whether damage hides or reveals an error is critical in determining value, and environmental damage can sometimes mask fine details that are essential for grading, making professional evaluation necessary for accurate classification. And grading services play an important role in separating ordinary damaged coins from rare error coins, since certified coins provide confidence in authenticity and help establish market value in auction environments. And while most 2023 Jefferson nickels with scratches and environmental damage remain common and hold no significant premium, the study of such coins is still important because it highlights how condition, errors, and rarity interact in numismatics, and even modern coins can occasionally become valuable under extraordinary circumstances. And ultimately, a circulated 2023 Jefferson nickel with environmental damage is normally a damaged piece of everyday currency. But in rare and highly unusual cases involving major mint errors and strong collector demand. Next coin, the Jefferson nickel dated 2021, with a P Mint mark, is a modern United States coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and although it is a recent circulation issue, Certain rare and exceptional examples in fine circulated condition with scratches and unique minting characteristics can attract strong attention in the collector market, and the P-Mint mark indicates its origin from Philadelphia, where billions of Jefferson nickels are produced annually for everyday commerce, making most examples extremely common and typically worth only face value unless they display rare errors or extraordinary features. And when examining a circulated 2021 P Jefferson nickel in fine condition, collectors first focus on the obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson, where even in worn condition, key facial details such as the eye outline, hair texture, and jawline should still remain visible, although softened due to circulation wear, and scratches are frequently observed on modern coins because they pass through vending machines, cash registers, and everyday handling. And these scratches can range from light surface marks that have minimal impact to deeper abrasions that cross important design elements and reduce visual appeal. And in fine-condition coins, the wear level is moderate, meaning the coin has clearly been circulated but still retains a good amount of structural detail on both sides. And on the reverse side of the 2021 Jefferson nickel, the Monticello design remains the central feature, representing Jefferson's historic home, and even in circulated fine condition, the building's dome, columns, and steps should still be recognizable, although some finer architectural details may appear slightly flattened or softened due to use. And collectors also pay close attention to the rim and edge condition, because a strong rim helps preserve the design and indicates that the coin has not suffered excessive physical damage, while minor rim wear is expected in circulated examples, and surface tone on modern nickels is generally subtle, but exposure to air, moisture, or handling can still create slight discoloration or dulling of the original mint finish. And in standard market conditions, a 2021 P. Jefferson nickel in circulated fine condition typically holds only minimal monetary value beyond face value. But in rare and highly unusual cases where the coin displays significant mint errors such as double die strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planches, or other major production anomalies, its value can increase dramatically in the collector market and in extreme and highly speculative auction scenarios. A 2021 P. Jefferson nickel with fine circulation wear, scratches, and a verified rare mint error combined with strong collector demand and professional certification could potentially reach extraordinary valuations, approaching $210,000. Although such pricing is extremely rare and depends entirely on the presence of major verified minting errors rather than normal circulated condition alone. And collectors carefully examine every detail of the coin using magnification tools and advanced lighting to detect even the smallest irregularities in Jefferson's portrait, Monticello's structure, and the surrounding lettering, because subtle differences can determine whether a coin is ordinary or potentially valuable, and scratches must also be analyzed in terms of depth, direction, and placement, since light-scattered marks are expected in circulation. But concentrated or deep scratches across key design features can significantly reduce grading quality, and professional grading services play a crucial role in the evaluation process, as they authenticate the coin, assess its condition, and identify any rare mint errors that may not be visible to the untrained eye. And certified coins are often more trusted in auction environments, leading to stronger competition among buyers when rare features are confirmed. And although the vast majority of 2021 Jefferson nickels remain common and widely available, the study of such modern coins highlights the importance of mint errors and condition rarity in numismatics, where even recent circulation coins can occasionally become highly valuable under extraordinary circumstances, and ultimately a circulated 2021 P. Jefferson nickel in fine condition with scratches is normally a standard piece of everyday currency, but in rare and exceptional cases involving verified mint errors and strong collector demand, it can become a highly sought-after collectible in the auction market, demonstrating how even modern coins can hold surprising potential value in the world of numismatics. Next coin, the Jefferson nickel, dated 2016 with a D mint mark, is a modern United States coin struck at the Denver Mint. And although it was produced in massive quantities for everyday circulation, certain rare and unusual examples in circulated condition showing scratches and surface wear can still attract serious attention in the numismatic market when they contain exceptional mint errors or unusual characteristics, and the D mint mark identifies its Denver origin, where billions of coins are struck each year for commerce, making normal examples extremely common and typically worth only face value unless they display rare features that separate them from standard circulation strikes. And when examining a circulated 2016 D Jefferson nickel, collectors first study the obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson, where even in worn condition, the main facial structure, such as the outline of the eye, nose, and jawline, should still be visible, although surface wear can soften finer details and reduce sharpness. And scratches are commonly found on modern coins due to constant handling, vending machines, and contact with other coins, and these scratches may range from light surface lines that do not significantly affect value to deeper marks that cross important design elements and reduce eye appeal. And in circulated surface-worn condition, the coin typically shows moderate loss of mint luster while still retaining enough detail to identify major design features clearly. And on the reverse side of the 2016 Jefferson nickel, the Monticello design remains the central feature, representing Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. And even with surface wear, the building's dome, columns, and steps should still be recognizable, although some finer architectural details may appear softened or slightly flattened due to circulation. And collectors also carefully evaluate the rim condition, because a strong and intact rim helps protect the design and indicates that the coin has not suffered extreme physical damage, while minor rim wear is normal for circulated coins, and surface wear combined with scratches often gives the coin a dull appearance compared to uncirculated examples, but it still maintains historical and structural integrity. And in standard market conditions, a 2016 D Jefferson nickel with surface wear and scratches has little to no premium value beyond face value, but in extremely rare and highly unusual cases where the coin contains a major mint error such as a dramatic off-center strike, double die error, clipped planche, wrong planche strike, or other significant production anomaly, its value can increase dramatically in the collector market. And in highly speculative auction scenarios, a 2016 D Jefferson nickel with circulated surface wear, scratches, and a verified rare mint error combined with strong collector demand and professional certification could potentially reach extraordinary valuations approaching $230,000. Although such outcomes are extremely rare and depend entirely on verified major minting errors rather than normal circulation characteristics, and collectors use magnification tools, high-resolution imaging, and careful lighting to inspect every part of the coin, including Jefferson's facial features, Monticello's structure, and surrounding inscriptions, because even the smallest variation can determine whether a coin is ordinary or potentially valuable. And scratches are also carefully analyzed in terms of depth, direction, and placement, since light random marks are expected in circulation. but heavy concentrated damage across key design features can significantly reduce grading quality and eye appeal. And professional grading services play a critical role in modern numismatics because they authenticate coins, assess condition, and identify rare mint errors that may not be obvious to the untrained eye, and certified coins are more trusted in auctions, often resulting in stronger bidding activity when rare characteristics are confirmed. And although the vast majority of 2016 Jefferson nickels remain common and widely available in circulation, the importance of studying such coins lies in understanding how mint errors and condition rarity can transform even modern coins into highly valuable collectibles under exceptional circumstances, and ultimately, a circulated 2016 D. Jefferson nickel with surface wear and scratches is normally a standard piece of everyday currency. But in rare and extraordinary cases involving verified mint errors and strong collector demand, it can become a highly sought-after item in the auction market, showing how unpredictable and fascinating the world of modern coin collecting can be when rarity, condition, and demand come together in unexpected ways. Next coin, the Jefferson nickel, dated 2013 with a P mint mark, is a modern United States coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And although it is a common circulation issue produced in massive quantities for everyday use, certain rare and unusual examples in circulated condition showing scratches and edge damage can still draw attention in the numismatic market when they also contain extraordinary mint errors or rare production anomalies, and the P mint mark confirms its origin from Philadelphia, where billions of nickels are produced each year, making normal examples extremely common and usually worth only face value unless they show significant rarity factors. And when examining a circulated 2013 P. Jefferson nickel, collectors begin with the obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson, where even in worn condition, key facial outlines such as the eye socket, nose bridge, and jawline should still be visible, although surface wear and scratches may soften fine details and reduce sharpness, and edge damage becomes a particularly important factor in this type of coin, because the rim acts as a protective boundary for the design. And when the edge is damaged through heavy circulation, impacts, or environmental contact, it can lead to flattening, small cuts, or irregular shaping that affects both appearance and structural integrity. And scratches are also common on modern coins due to constant handling, vending machines, and coin-to-coin contact. And while light surface scratches are expected and generally do not significantly affect value, deeper or more concentrated scratches that cross Jefferson's portrait or the inscriptions can reduce eye appeal and grading quality. And on the reverse side of the 2013 Jefferson nickel, the Monticello design remains the central feature, representing Jefferson's historic estate. And even in circulated condition with edge damage, the dome, columns, and steps should still be recognizable, although some finer architectural details may appear softened or slightly worn due to circulation. And edge damage can also influence how the coin is perceived, because it may suggest harsh handling or long-term mechanical stress, which lowers its collectible appeal in standard grading systems. And surface tone on modern nickels is typically dull in circulated condition, but exposure to environmental factors can also cause slight discoloration or uneven coloring, especially when combined with edge wear and scratches. And in normal market conditions, a 2013 P. Jefferson nickel with scratches and edge damage has little to no premium value beyond face value. But in extremely rare and highly unusual circumstances, where the coin also contains a major mint error, such as a dramatic off-center strike, double die error, clipped planche, wrong planche strike, or other significant production anomaly, its value can increase dramatically in the collector market and in highly speculative auction scenarios. A 2013 P. Jefferson nickel with circulated wear, scratches, edge damage, and a verified rare mint error combined with strong collector demand and professional certification could potentially reach extraordinary valuations approaching $240,000, although such pricing is extremely rare and depends entirely on verified minting anomalies rather than normal circulation damage alone. And collectors carefully inspect every part of the coin using magnification tools, controlled lighting, and high-resolution imaging to study Jefferson's facial features, Monticello's structure, and the coin's lettering, because even the smallest detail can determine whether a coin is ordinary or potentially valuable. And edge damage is also closely evaluated in terms of severity, location, and type, since minor rim bumps are common in circulation, but heavy or irregular edge destruction can significantly reduce grading quality unless offset by a major mint error, and professional grading services play a critical role in evaluating such coins because they authenticate the piece, identify mint errors, and assign standardized condition grades that influence auction performance, and certified coins are often more trusted by collectors, leading to stronger bidding activity when rarity is confirmed. And although the vast majority of 2013 Jefferson nickels remain common and widely available, the study of such coins demonstrates how condition, errors, and rarity interact in numismatics, where even modern coins can occasionally achieve extraordinary value under exceptional circumstances, and ultimately, a circulated 2013 P. Jefferson nickel with scratches and edge damage is normally just everyday currency. But in rare and extraordinary cases involving verified mint errors and strong collector demand, it can become a highly valuable and sought-after collectible in the auction market, showing how even recent coins can carry surprising potential within the world of coin collecting when rarity and demand align in unexpected ways.